The Easter Bunny knows that Johnny likes Hot Wheels cars. I'm gonna start Dawn's Easter Sunday off right. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Mom.
I'm thinking you're gonna be busy for a little while.
I'm thinking that too.
Yeah, the Easter Bunny do good? Yep, someone's gonna be really happy about these. I'm fixing to put the little bit of glaze on them. I'm headed to town and Gray and Tux are sound asleep. Hi, I didn't mean to disturb you. I'll be back in a little while. They gave me some concern this morning. They went up into the backyard and then they went up into the neighbor's yard, and then I could see them going one more neighbor's yard over, and they wouldn't come when I called them, which is really unusual for these guys. They'd had their food a couple hours earlier. And anyway, I drove the Honda, the van, on the street back behind us and went up into the yard and got them to come back home, and everything's fine. I think they might have been chasing a bunny rabbit. I don't know for sure what they were up to, but I am definitely glad that they are back home, and I want them to stay asleep while I'm in town. So I'm just headed to town to go to Walmart and Pokemon Go, and I might get a Frappuccino while I'm out. My throat is bothering me. It's been bothering me for a few days, and something cold and refreshing going down would feel good. Johnny wanted to stay home today, and Don's not, you know, he's sounding froggy like me, so he's just chilled on the love seat. I'm gonna cook a ham for Easter when I get back. And I just need, like I said, a couple things from Walmart, and gonna play my daily Pokemon. Johnny said he'd hang with me tomorrow, but it's not nice out there. It's, you know, it's barely 60 degrees. It's cloudy. It looks like it's gonna rain, but I don't see any showers nearby. And it could be a prettier spring day for sure. This phone with the green band around it is Johnny's, and of course, he's the one to get the first shiny bunny in the family, after he got the first shiny shuckle in the family yesterday. Yep. I'm still glad he's got it. Let me catch it for him. Well, Don's account just got a shiny shuckle over here at Starbucks. Woohoo! Well, even though it's cloudy, the sky has a lot of interest in it today. I finally made my way over here to Walmart. Go in and get what I need and go back home. Here at Walmart, and you know I had to check out the garden center. There's a lot of color here now. I'm looking for a few things, but haven't run across them yet. The one thing I can't remember the name of right now, I would tell you what it is. We already have new fitting rooms, and they are focusing, I guess, first here on resetting men's, women's, and children's clothing. It looks more like other Walmarts now. I got like 6 bags worth of stuff. I think Johnny's gonna have to meet me and help me in the house with it. And it's starting to sprinkle, but just a sprinkle. I thought the Methodist church here had done a really lovely job with this cross with the fresh flowers, and I wanted to stop and take a picture. Johnny came out to help me in with all of my packages. Thanks, bud.
You're welcome, Mom.
You'll see there's a tax payment there. It's a couple of cars. Not a Model 3 Tesla, though. Don's just weird. This video's from 2006.
It's worse than that.
It's 13 years old, Donnie.
Right. It's that's right. This was published 5 years ago, but it was actually made, and it says in the description, it was made in March of 2016.
And you're watching this because
well,
you don't have anything else better to do on Easter.
Right. Well, I kind of got into several different things today, but you know, my go-to thing is fuel cells, You know, it's like why hydrogen is a bunch of hype. And anyway, so I wanted to see what an MIT professor in 2006 would have thought about what his opinion of hydrogen was going to be from a fuel cell point of view. And everything this guy said, all the obstacles to fuel cells that he already said in 2006. Fast forward 13 years later, every one of them are still here, just like he said, why fuel cells are not going to be for private transportation. He has said that it should start with buses.
And that's what you've said. Maybe not on the channel, but to me, that you can see it for public transportation, but not for individual cars.
Right, exactly. And anyway, so it's watching these really old videos, and then knowing the future now. When I watch them, I can listen to them and understand. If I could tell it actually helps you find the crackpots.
So while I put on Easter dinner and get the ham started and the sweet potatoes started, I'm getting an earful. So
yeah, well, this Dr. Donald Sadoway, you should search him. He's a smart guy. He's now doing liquid metal batteries, and for grid storage is his
current thing.
His current thing, and he's advanced it quite far. One of his latest videos, which was 2 months ago, he would talk about the prior generation of liquid metal batteries, but he chose not to comment on. He didn't talk about his current stuff, other than to say that he's got storage down to $75 a kilowatt, less than $75
oh wow,
a kilowatt.
That's good.
That's new stuff.
Yeah.
So, he started with is that storage needs to be as cheap as dirt, and anything that has a price point above what technology costs. In other words, if you're trying to compete against lithium ion, you can't come out with a $150 battery solution, storage solution, if you're going to compete against lithium ion, because it's going down to $100.
Right, Tesla. Right.
It depends on when and who you're talking
Sure.
to. So he's been working on this since like 2009, and he's gotten the price. He's went through several generations, and now he's down to $75, and he thinks his battery can be competitive at $75 because the cost of the raw materials, if you look at the cost of the lithium, the cost of the copper, the cost of the aluminum, the cost of putting all that together, the electrolyte, just the raw material cost is probably $75 a kilowatt. So he thinks he's safe. And I agree with him. I think that that's a good number.
Right, I think that's a good number from what I've heard too.
And he's also very clear. He doesn't hate lithium ion. He just thinks lithium ion for grid level storage is not practical. For grid level storage. He's not talking to your power wall.
Practical in that it's not cheap enough?
Economical, yeah.
Not cheap enough.
It needs to be dirt cheap. That's right. And it was. Again, back to his point, it's got to be dirt cheap.
Well, I guess we'll find out in 10 or 13 more years.
I don't think it'll be that long, but if he reveals this $75 or less a kilowatt storage solution, I'm sure he'll have people lining up for it. And I'm sure Elon will congratulate him.
Right. Well, as we all know, it's more than just the cost to make it, but how safe is it? How long? How many recharges and all that other good stuff too.
All those things.
I want to know the full thing, not just the cost.
Well, I've listened to his videos, and if I believe he's genuinely trying to be accurate. He's got all of those types of things addressed.
All of his ducks are in a row. Okay.
His ducks in a row.
All right. Happy Easter, Nani.
Thank you, sweetheart. Happy Easter to you.
Our ham turned out good. We've got sweet potatoes and crescent rolls.
Mm-hmm.
This graphic explains perfectly why it seemed in April that it never stopped raining.